Welcome back to Poker Tales from Across the Table. I'm your host Rico, your poker storyteller, rounder, and full-time analyzer at the felt. Today's episode is titled Chip and a Chair, Putting Players on Poker Hands. It's a story about survival, discipline, and the art of reading the battlefield when you're down to your last breath. Ah yes, the classic tale of a chip and a chair, a story as old as poker itself. I was deep in a no limit hold'em tournament at the Commerce Casino in Commerce, California, the place where my professional poker journey really began. If you've never been there, Commerce isn't just a card room, it's a city of poker. 240 tables, and every variation of cards you can imagine. Pai Gow poker, pan, 21st century baccarat, you name it, someone's grinding it. Most of the players at the Commerce are lifers, pros who've been in the trenches for decades, chasing that one big tournament score or carving out a steady living in the cash games. You got everything from 1-2 no limit to 4-8 limit all the way to a 15-100 no limit and beyond. It's a battlefield for every bankroll. I still remember walking into that room for the first time, looking around thinking, wow, there are a lot of people who take this game very seriously. I made my way to the tournament area, bought in, and took my seat. Back then, these events pulled close to 1,500 players. Cards hit the air around 10 a.m., and the tournament would stretch on for a couple of days before the final table was even in sight. And somewhere in that sea of players, that's where this story begins, with nothing more than a chip and a chair. We were still early in the tournament. Everybody had the same starting stack, but the room was already thinning out. Bust outs every few minutes, chairs scraping back, tournament staff calling, seat open, like a metrodome. I pick up an ace queen of hearts in the middle position. A clean, confident hand. I raise. The player in the cutoff, a quiet, stone-faced grinder, re-raises me. Same stack size, same energy, same I'm here to play some real poker vibe. We get it all in. He flips over pocket kings. And just like that, the eagle flies straight into a steel door. Board runs out dry. No ace, no queen, no miracle. When the dust settles, I'm left with one single chip, one lonely disc, barely enough for the small blind. As I'm staring at that chip, the table suddenly comes alive around me. The shark leans over with a smirk.
Chip and a chair, buddy. That's all you need.
That's when it hit me. My tournament wasn't over, not even close. The nit slowly nod.
You tighten up now. Only premium, only the best.
He says it like he's reciting ancient scripture. The maniac laughs so loud the dealer jumps.
One chip, that's all you need. Double through me. I'll gamble with you every hand.
The fish.
So wait, you can still win with one chip?
The donkey.
Nah, you're dead. You should have folded pre-flop.
He says this while stacking his chips he won with a 7-3 offsuit. I took a breath, centered myself, and realized something very important. This wasn't about the chips anymore. This was about discipline. This was about reading the table. This was about survival. I'm in the big blind with one chip left. The shark is in the middle blind. The shark races, small, precise, like a surgeon making his first incision. Against the shark, every action has meaning. He's not raising to bully me. He's raising because he thinks he can isolate me and end my tournament cleanly. I look down at Queen 7 offsuit. Not great, but against a shark, I know his range is tight. I know he expects me to shove light. I know he'll call correctly, so I fold. Sometimes survival is the play. A chip and a chair doesn't mean shove anything. It means shove smart. The nit limps in the small blind, which already tells me everything I need to know. The nit only limps with monsters or hands he refuses to fold. I look down at ace deuce suited. Against anyone else, this is an auto shove. Against the nit, this is a trap disguised as an invitation. I fold. The nit proudly flips over ace king as if to say,
See discipline.
sometimes folding the best hand is the best decision. The maniac raises blind, literally blind, without looking at his cards.
Let's go. Double me up, Rico.
I look down at 6-7 suited. Against anyone else, this is a trash hand. Against the maniac, this is gold. I shove my chips. He snap calls with a jack-3 offsuit. The flop comes 4-5-8. The table erupts. Against chaos, you don't need premium. You just need a better one. The fish limps in again and again and again. I look down at king 5. The fish calls because calling feels safe. He doesn't want to knock me out. He wants to see what happens. I shove. He calls. He shows a queen 3. I double up. The fish is the easiest opponent to extract value from because he doesn't know he's giving it. The donkey raises big, way too big, trying to punish me. I look at ace 8. The donkey ranges everything. His logic is nothing. His ego is everything. I shove. He snap calls with a 10-4 offsuit. Board runs clean. I double up again. Against a donkey, you don't need discipline. You need patience. Once you understand who's sitting with you, the shark, the nit, the maniac, the fish, the donkey, the next step is simple. You adjust. You don't play your cards, you play their tendencies. You know the shark only enters pots with purpose. You know the nit only folds everything except the nuts. You know the maniac will raise you with a sandwich and a soda. You know the fish calls because calling feels safe. You know the donkey calls because calling feels fun. Once you understand that, you stop guessing, you start predicting. That's the heart of hand reading. Not magic, not instinct, just observation layered on top of logic. Reading your opponents is only half the battle. The other half, the fun half, is misleading them. You want the shark to think you're a nit. You want the nit to think you're a fish. You want the donkey to think you're a maniac. You want the maniac to think you're anyone else but yourself. This is where table image manipulation becomes a weapon. When you're short stack, your image becomes even more powerful. People assume you're desperate. People assume you're scared. People assume you're ready to gamble. Use that. Turn their assumptions into ammunition. Some players think reading opponents is a gift, a talent, a superpower. It's not. It's a skill, one built through repetition, mistakes, and paying attention to others when others don't. You learn to notice the nit's breathing change. You learn to spot the shark's chip cutting rhythm. You learn to recognize the fish is uncomfortable. You learn to see that the donkey is too comfortable. You learn to identify when the maniac is about to explode into another pot. This is the craft of opponent profiling. Here's the truth nobody likes to admit. You can make the right read, you can make the right move, you can still lose. Poker isn't about winning every hand, it's about making the best decision over time. Sometimes you call the maniac's bluffs and he spikes the miracle card. Sometimes you trap the shark and he rivers the only card in the deck that saves him. Sometimes you shove with the best hand and the donkey calls with garbage and the garbage gets there. That's variance, that's poker, and that's life. But if you keep making the right decision, the math eventually bends in your favor. And that's the lesson. A chip and a chair isn't just about a saying, it's a mindset. It means you're never out of the fight. It means discipline beats panic. It means awareness beats fear. It means a player who understands the table truly understands it always has a chance. So remember, read the player, read the situation, read yourself. And when you're down to one chip, play like you still got a mountain behind you. If you want to go deeper, you can explore topics like hand range construction, short stack strategy, or exploitative adjustment. Thank you for joining me for episode 4 of Poker Tales from Across the Table. In the next episode, we'll break down a skill every poker player needs, seeing the different poker patterns, how to put your opponent on a range of potential poker hands. Make sure to subscribe, share the show, and leave a review. If you enjoyed today's episode, until next time, play smart, stay aware, and remember, the table's always watching.